Hello, I'm FGX, and welcome back to Q&A Saturday. This is the once-a-week series where I answer your questions that have been asked over the past week or so across the last week's Q&A Saturday video. This is a fun once-a-week opportunity to have a back and forth about some of the biggest issues that you have been facing or wondering about to do with life, the universe, and of course Minecraft updates. And in today's video, we'll be going over all three types of questions, but if you want to leave one for next week, make sure you put it in the comments down below at some point soon. I'm going to be doing an all Q&A Saturday question as like a big round-off to the end of the year for Q&A Saturday, so if you want to leave a question for that, leave it in the comments down below. But let's move to the first question, which comes in from Karito Tadashi, who says, so at least 6 attempts on the no damage challenge, and he recorded the video where he put the roof on the museum around a week ago. I hope he gets a lot of views for the challenge. So it was because I showed off my world list and someone was like, aha, I've spotted that it took you 6 attempts to do the no damage challenge, and I just wanted to respond to that by being like, one, that's kind of a clever forensic thing. I'm always scared when people are like that, but again, because my world list is honest, you can look at it all you like. But the funny thing here is that I mentioned a while ago that one of the challenges I wanted to do in Minecraft was beat Minecraft without taking any damage, and it seems really hard on the surface, but when you dive into it, it's much harder. It gets so hard. You know, that's why there's so many deaths where it's just like, well, I made a tiny mistake, I fell through some sand, I'm instantly dead. There is so many silly mistakes you'll hopefully see in the video, but yeah, this was one of the hardest Minecraft challenges I've attempted yet. It is actually finished now as of yesterday, 2 days ago, and what you'll see over the next week at some point is my Minecraft, you know, attempt beating the game with no damage whatsoever. And let me just say, it's not a run I recommend on anyone. The amount of stress, the amount of years it added to my life, but I wanted to mention that, yeah, it's a thing I've done, and it's a thing you can watch at some point in the next week. Actually, speaking, because you might be curious, like, so Toycat, how are you recording this just after your big live stream? This is recorded after the big thing from earlier. Make sure you check that out, so if you want to see insane stuff. Over December, I guess because, you know, there's less daylight in the day, I'm doing a lot more, like, crazy stuff like this, and hopefully you're enjoying that and not finding it literally insane like it is for me. So, with that said, let's move into the second question, which comes in from Katie Boy, who says, so, you need to drink milk to remove the effect. Why is the Guardian there? I don't know much about this world. So yeah, there's an Elder Guardian in my world that gives me the, you know, the mining fatigue effect. Why have the Elder Guardian there if it takes me so much milk just to get rid of it? And the honest answer to this question is, oh my god, I wish I didn't have the Elder Guardian there. What I did is I put the Elder Guardian in a cage because it's a fun way to just, you know, like show off, like, look, I'm so good at killing Guardians, I put one in my little fish tank over here. I thought it'd be a really cool aquarium, and to some extent it is because it has an Elder Guardian in there, but the real problem with having an Elder Guardian in a fish tank is that on Minecraft console, it didn't used to do the mining fatigue effect outside the fish tank. I don't know, something about putting glass around it seemed to negate that effect, but on Minecraft Bedrock, every like minute that I don't drink milk, I get the fatigue effect applied, so I hate it. I hate working anywhere around there, and long story short, I regret my decisions very deeply, but the Guardian's there because it's kind of a cool thing. It's just, I recommend right now, I used to recommend one of my favorite builds that I would say, yeah, try and conquer an Elder Guardian temple by taking an Elder Guardian, putting it in your house. Don't put an Elder Guardian anywhere near anything you love. You will regret it, is my quick advice. I'm going to leave before moving into the next question, which comes in from Raspy, who says, what are you doing in your profile picture? And I figured I'd answer this one because, honestly, even when I look at that profile picture now, which you can see, looks a little bit like I'm kissing a horse, or like passionately making out with a horse at the very least, I figured I would go into what exactly the story is of that, because you might not know it, especially if you've only been subscribed to the channel for a year or two. So basically, llamas and being added to Minecraft is one of the fun jokes on my channel, or it was, you know, for the longest time, after a little bit after Minecraft came out, all the way until 2016/2017, when llamas were finally announced and then added into the game, with 1.11 if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, it was like an amazing thing that, like, you know, this fun joke, like, get llamas in Minecraft, became a real thing, and so as a cool way to, I thought this was a cool thing for a developer to do. 4J Studios flew up a bunch of YouTubers, including myself, and we did a bunch of YouTube-related stuff. It was kind of fun, we talked about the next update, etc., but one of the things that they did as like a way to celebrate llamas being confirmed for Minecraft was they, you know, went to a llama farm near the 4J Studios office, and they, like, got us to, like, feed llamas, and then the guy who's, like, the head llama feeder, because I'm just there, like, feeding this llama, having a bunch of fun with it, he's like, you know, if you put it in your mouth, they will eat it out of there too, and I was like, everyone else is like, my god, that sounds awful, and, you know, like, I've got that tendency where I'm like, you know, if everyone else reckons they can't do it, I reckon I can, so, yeah, I decided to try and feed the llama with my mouth. It was an incredibly strange experience, to say the least. Just to clarify, it does just eat it. It's like when you have spaghetti, half in your mouth, half in, like, the dog's mouth in that movie or whatever, where, like, you know, it doesn't actually touch, but it gets too close for comfort, you know? Like, you don't want llama mouth that close to your mouth, but then, because one of the 4J guys was taking a photo, we have that perfect photo of me basically kissing llama, and it's been used in so many fun memes and stuff, and I just like the photo personally because it looks so bizarre, and now you know why, at least on Twitter, my profile picture is me doing some confusing stuff with a llama, or at least so it looks. works. There is the story, now you know. I do think, though, again, one more cool thing is, like, I like when game developers do cool stuff like that, and that's why I still think 4J, like, you know, got a special place in the heart, you know, at least in my opinion. So that's the answer behind that, and there's the story behind it. But let's move into the fourth question, which comes in from XP Liu, who says, Q&A, is Minecraft dying? Would it be too late to start a Minecraft YouTube channel / server now? Are your Minecraft videos becoming less popular? So, I mean, I've actually noticed this one. So I've been making Minecraft videos for years. I'm one of the few channels who doesn't like hop on or off based on like pure popularity. You know, I play the game because I like it. And I've said that a few times, but the important perspective that gives me is like I've seen over the years the rise and the falls of many channels, and in particular the rise and the fall of Minecraft content as a whole. It seems as though, especially, you know, when you look at like 2014 or 2015, that was when Minecraft, you know, like new users were kind of peaking, it seems. Like there were so many new Minecraft players that needed to know about every new feature because it was launching on so many new platforms, like, oh, Minecraft on Wii U, Minecraft PlayStation 4, Minecraft on all these new platforms, plus people buying the existing editions. There were just so many people who wanted to know, like, how do you make a this farm? How do you make a that farm? What's the deal with sheep? And I feel like tutorials and informative content were the big thing back in 2015. But I've noticed, like, in 2018, some of my favorite videos to make, and it seems as though some of my best received videos are not necessarily all focused about Minecraft. They're Minecraft with a little mixture of, like, some fun in there, like things we all know about Minecraft, but maybe done in a slightly different way. I think this is the interesting kind of development of any video game community, as it's grown enough that, like, even though there are so many new players joining Minecraft every month, there's like 1 million new copies of the game being sold, plus more people no doubt playing again. A lot of people are either coming back to the game or just already have the game, and because of that, I think the style of content, again, on this channel you'll see it change, but also the style of content that leads to successful channels. One of my friends, Jack Sucks Alive, for instance, is very much comedy focus, of Minecraft being the secondary nature of that. So what I would say is it's not too late to start a Minecraft channel, but it's probably too late to start a Minecraft channel if you want to just do a basic Let's Play, or if you want to just do, you know, like a tutorial or something. The style of content, the most popping content is always going to change. That's one of the challenges of, you know, YouTube, I would say, like working out what that is in terms of the grander scheme of things, while also you know, hopefully having your subscribers enjoy. At least that's something I care about. A lot of YouTubers don't. But, you know, it's something, balancing all those factors is kind of hard, but I wouldn't say it's too late to start a Minecraft YouTube channel. I would say starting a Minecraft server is a lot harder, because on Java Edition, all of the servers seem to be dying, and on Bedrock Edition, you have to give away some percentage of your profits to Microsoft. They have to be approved by them, and they only approve like 5 servers on console. So yeah, I would say it's harder, but I wouldn't say it's impossible now. Side note, I'm actually been working I have so many offers for like Minecraft server sponsorships, but I finally found one that I'm actually happy with, that I think is beneficial to you and like actually funny for videos. So at some point in the next few weeks, you might see a server sponsorship video, which I think will be kind of fun personally. But let's move in to the next question, which comes in from Griffin Davidson, who says, what do you think happened to the Super Duper graphics pack, and when do you think Minecraft Bedrock will be ported to more platforms, i.e. macOS, Linux, older Windows versions, etc.? So I think older Windows versions won't get Minecraft Windows 10 because it's Minecraft Windows 10. They want to, you know, push the latest version of their OS. I get it, it's Microsoft. But then macOS and Linux versions, the reason I think they're delaying it is because they realized after releasing Minecraft Xbox One that the amount of effort it takes is so much more than they figured. They just kind of announced that, like, hey, we're bringing Minecraft Bedrock there as like a slap decision on like a momentary thing of like, yeah, let's do it. We'll release them, and then like 20 minutes later it'll be done. They thought they could release Xbox and Switch at the same time. There was a year gap in between them, and even now you could argue Xbox isn't 100% finished. So because of that, I think they're going to be hesitant releasing more platforms because they would rather work on the game itself, at least for a little bit. But the second question, what do you think happened to Super Duper Graphics Pack, is a very common question on this channel. I get it all the time. So let's give you a recap of everything so far, and then we'll talk about what I think. Because the Super Duper Graphics Pack was kind of announced as like a, hey, here's something you can do if you have a powerful device, including the Xbox One X. It came a similar time alongside that announcement. It's coming at some point, you know, before the end of next year. And then it was one of those things that everyone was looking forward to. Everyone looks at the trailers and they're like, yeah, I'm down with that, I want that. But obviously it never came, and then over the next year, every time it got asked about, it'd either get a blank, or it'd get kind of like a, hey, it's not coming too soon, we've got to work on this first. The eventual response we got was that they're working on the graphics pipeline, which is like the major way that the game draws graphics across the entire Minecraft game, and they couldn't work on Super Duper until that was finished. So basically they worked out it couldn't be viable in its current form, so they wanted to rework Minecraft as a whole to better fit with it, and that would happen at some point next year, maybe, as in 20 2019. And then we also saw at the very end of this year, they used Super Duper graphics as another promotional tool for Minecraft, but they didn't create new footage. And a lot of Minecraft developers have said directly and indirectly that, like, yeah, that's not a thing that is currently, you know, planned to be super soon. They're just reusing footage because it's one of the most exciting Minecraft features. So what do I think happened to the Super Duper graphics? Despite the fact that a lot of people will say that it's a big promotional push for the Xbox One X, it was made up from thin air just to promote that. And, you know, like, I'm sure you might assume that I'd be on board with that bandwagon. The truth is, you know, you can see, looking back into before Super Duper graphics, that it was one of Tommaso's, like, biggest features he'd been working on for a very long time. It was a very hype idea. It's just one that they couldn't turn into practice. It's better to release something that is late but good than something that is on time but not really worth using, in my opinion. But that's what I think, based on the Bedrock launch for Xbox. That's a direct experience I have right here. But Super Duper graphics is still coming. 2019 is still the anticipated release date. It's just they really want to make sure this is right, because maybe they didn't appreciate how hyped this feature would be, and they really want to make it a bigger deal than it previously was. Who knows for sure, but that's what I would assume personally. So let's move into the next question, which comes in from Luke Dettering, who says, Q&A, what is the biggest scam you fell for? And honestly, I haven't ever fallen for a big scam, because I feel like there's two personality types you can have. You can be trusting of everyone in the world, and then people can abuse that trust to take money from you, which is awful, but it's literally a function of society in some cases. Or you can be the exact opposite, where I see scams in a bunch of places where there aren't necessarily scams, but I'm always cautious of it. So the biggest scam that I've fallen for, the one I still get tricked by every single time, is when people are giving it out something for free and it's like, sure, I'll take it off you just to make you stop trying to give it to me, and then they're like, okay, now you've taken the thing, please take some money. It's like, no, that is not how this works. I'm trying to make you go away because I don't want your thing. I just get, and then they won't take it back until you give them the, you know, like they're like, no, you've taken the thing, give me the money. And it's like, I'm walking away with the thing without paying, or you can have it back. It's your choice. You know, like, there's a whole crisis like that. I hate street sellers so much with a passion. I could talk about it for years, and, you know, like, in my ideal version of society, you know, we just make that, you know, we just shoot people that do that. Like, want to sell something on the street to people in an uncomfortable way where you try to be their friends because you're making some commission on the charity? Sure, just insta-debt. That is the worst scam in my opinion, because it just tricks you. I've almost fallen for, this isn't a scam, this is like a really common practice, but it's basically a scam compared, like, okay, so I went to an accountant because I do my own accounting, but I spoke to him once just to make sure, like, everything was in order. He's like, yeah, actually, you do a surprisingly good job, better than average. He said very nice things about my tax filing abilities, and that's a nice thing to hear always, but he was like, oh yeah, I would recommend, if you have some form of pension, to go to a independent financial advisor or something like that. I don't know what the title exactly is, and I was like, sure, I'll go there, you know, maybe I'll learn some things there. But the guy there, as far as I can tell, maybe because he just saw I was young and assumed I was an idiot or something, was just like, so yeah, there's this program, we'll find the very best programs that aren't available elsewhere, and you know, because even though I knew what I was doing, he was like, even though you know what you're doing, we have secret access, so all you have to do is pay us 1% a year, and then we can be good. And just to clarify, if you don't know, when you're older, especially close to retirement, a pension can be worth like hundreds of thousands or millions, so it was basically asking, like, for a reverse bank account where 1% would be taken every year just for this one-time job he's doing right now. You know, on a balance of $1 million, that's like 10,000 a year, and it's like, that was a very close call I almost made, because it just seemed like the right thing to do. Like, oh yeah, of course you give the man 1% a year, and yeah, just stuff like that. There's a lot of scams in society. I'd always be careful, like, work out why people are recommending the things that they do, because there's a lot of societal processes where you're confused and you just go along with what's happening, and a lot of the times that ends up in a bad place. I'd always say, watch out for that, at least personally. Also, you know, one of the things I really want to do in the same way as like a test of self-will is, I hear in America there's something called timeshares where you like own half of an apartment for a week of the year or something. It's a weird, you know, thing, but because timeshares are such a bad deal and they make so much money, they'll give you free stuff just to be sold to, you know, about them. And I want to know how well can I resist, like, people being like, you need these things, when I'm just there for money or whatever. So that's something I'll consider doing at some point. But with that said, let's move into the next question, which comes in from Happy Hufflepuff, who says, what is your Hogwarts house, DC or Marvel, and what is your favorite superhero? So my Hogwarts house, here's the thing, like, Slytherin no one ever says because they're evil, and Hufflepuff is literally like, we'll take all the rest. So it's like, do you think you're smart or brave, is what that question is. So I don't really like it. DC or Marvel's the same, where it's like, everyone likes Marvel more unless you like being the guy who's like, I like the smaller brand, which is fine. That's how I usually am about most things, but I mean, Marvel is objectively the better one, right? And what is your favorite superhero? I honestly... this is like the most miserable way to answer this one, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I really don't like superhero movies. There are way too many of them. Like, every big movie now is just another superhero movie in this big universe that's all linked in together. but if I had to pick one, it'd probably be, you know, the Dr., you know, Sherlock Holmes, but he has a different name and he does magic now, or it would be the new Spider-Man, because he's kind of funny, somewhere between those two guys. But I think personally, I mean, it's a pretty clear point that Thanos is basically a superhero. He saves the universe from starvation. He has a very good point, like, hey, yeah, I mean, like, besides his exact method of killing half of people, kill like a third of people, and everyone's amazing, we all recover, it's all much better. So yeah, I think my favorite superhero is Thanos, if we're being entirely honest, but that's just me. Let's move into the next question, which comes in from Lord John the Red, who says, Q, how much will you charge for the survival map? So yeah, if you don't know, I'm going to be releasing my survival map onto the store, because that's the easiest way to let everyone download it on your platform, regardless of anything else. However, the price being charged, Minecraft recommends for a map that comes with free skins, as in a free number of skins, not just free skins, but Minecraft recommends it's something like $11.90 price for that, but I want to make sure the map price is definitely below 1,000. I don't know exactly what the pricing is, because there are certain rules I have to follow with whoever decides to publish the map, but the survival map will be going up at some point soon, and it'll be significantly less than 1,000. I don't know how many, because I don't know how all the various tiers work, because again, there's a lot of internal stuff you have to deal with when making a map, but I would hope that it is $9.90 or maybe even $8.30. You know, basically I want it to get it down to, like, you know, £4 or less than £4 or something like that. You know, an amount of money that you can just like flip over like instantly and be like, yeah, that's fine to check out this huge thing. That's the kind of goal that I'm going for here. But again, we'll have to wait and see until it does go up, because I want to make sure you're all getting a good deal for something while also making sure that it fulfills all the obligations to all the other people involved. But that's my personal take. I know there's a lot of controversies with some maps that are selling for, like, you know, 1400s and 1100s. So I'm just trying to, like, make sure that it's like, you know, let's just do a good job and try and charge as little as we, you know, can for this. And that's what I'm doing there. So with that said, though, hope you did all enjoy today's Q&A Saturday. You can like it if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and make sure you check out my Minecraft with no damage run in the next week, because it's so many hours, like over 10 hours again. I need to stop doing these crazy projects. And if you want to be the first to see it, make sure you subscribe, notifications turned on, because you'll see all my videos the moment they come out in some form of notification. Or at least, I mean, that's the theory, but you know, who knows how YouTube notifications works. Make sure you hit the bell anyway, so you can maybe see those videos, maybe on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.